Today we are here to study the subject of physics, education, Mahanagar Palika. In that, we are going to study the EVS. Let me introduce myself. I am Mr.Ashok Gajaria from City of Los Angeles English Academy School. And today's my topic is Earth and now. I would like to ask you some of the questions. Can you tell me where do we get water from? You can tell
From water
where do we
supply.
get water from? Okay, and from where else we get the water? Hello, can you all tell me from where do we get water from? As you all know, we get water from river,
Water supply.
well,
River,
well,
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 bowl.
and we get water from the rain, but we didn't receive rain throughout the year. So we are using the water of river, pond, well, borewell, then the water stored in the dam. So this way we can use throughout this water. Now, can you tell me where do we lay the foundation of buildings? Where do we build our big buildings? To build a building, what we need the open space. We need the land to build the buildings. On the land and on the open space, we build the buildings. Now, tell me, what need do we meet through breathing? If we breathe, what
Oxygen and air.
very good, very good.
Oxygen and air.
Yes, we are taking air inside our body, and in the air, our body absorbs the oxygen gas in our body. So we get oxygen through breathing. Next question. Where does the earth get light and heat?
The earth from the sun. From the sun.
Very good, very good. The earth gets light and heat from the sun. Now, the surface of earth, we can see the land in some places. We can see water on some places, and the land is covered by the layer of air. So that we call as atmosphere. So, see, the land portion is called as lithosphere, and the part of water is called as
Hydrosphere.
yeah. And the covering of air is called as atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Correct. So the portion of land or the part of land, what we call it as, the part of land is called as, we call it as lithosphere. Then the part of water on the earth, we call it as hydrosphere. And the envelope of air, we call it as atmosphere. We can see the living organisms of the land also, in the water also, and in the air also. So all these three layers, they consist of living organism. So they are collectively called as biosphere, the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, and the atmosphere. All together, we call it as biosphere. Can you see biosphere here? The living organism present in the land portion, in the water, and in the air. So collectively, it is biosphere. Okay. Now, so we have learned about lithosphere. The water part on the earth is called as hydrosphere, and the covering of air or envelope of air is called atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Okay. Now, Supposing this is our earth. On the earth, we are having water part also and land part also. What is the proportion of earth? What is the proportion of land and water on the earth? The proportion of land is 1/3. On the total earth portion, 1/3 part is land and 2/3 part is water. If we see in percentage, then we can say it as 29%, 29.2% is land and 70.8% is land. So if we see it, we divide it in the part wise, then it is 1 part is land, 2/3 part is water. So all you got this? This is our full earth. And on the earth, we are having very little part of land. And that portion, that proportion is 1/3. And the water proportion is more. The 2/3 portion of the earth is covered by the water. Now, when we travel, yeah, we can see land portion. We can see the big rocks. Okay, see here, when we travel to some area, we can see this type of big rocks. Okay. Yes, then there is land portion. Now,
Angel High School.
the land part, on grassy lands, there are big grass pastures or there are grassy lands. Then in some portion, we can see the sand. Where we can see this sandy land?
In the desert.
Very good. It is called as desert. So in the desert area, we can see the sandy land. Then in some of the part, we can see the crops grown. On some of the part of the land, forests are there, big Amazon forest.
Trees growing in the field.
Yes, so some part of the land is covered with the crop. Some part of the land is covered with the forest. Now, if we see some part underground, under the soil, we can see in the deeper layer of soil, we can see the tree roots. They are spread. Deeper layer of soil. See, in this picture, you can see the roots here. See, these are the roots. But this, what they have, they placed. See the mountains. Some place the mountains are having very gentle slopes. They are not very steep, but on some part of the mountain, we can see the sheer cliffs of rocks. Sheer cliffs of rocks means they are very steep. The rocks are very steep, and or they may be at the 90-degree to the land, and they are very steep. Now, so all this, see, we have seen on the land part, what we can see the land part, rocks we can see. Then in some portion, we can see the grassy lands. Portion, we can see the sandy land. Then on some part of the land, we can see the crop.
And forest.
Yes, we can see the forest on some part. Then if we dig the soil, in the underground layers, we can see the layers of the soil and we can see the roots of the trees. Some of the big plant roots, they split the rock also. How, see, you can see in the right hand side picture, the big rock is splitted, and so underground the soil also we can see the big rocks. Then on the earth we can see the mountain. Some mountain they are having very gentle slope, and some mountain they are having sheer cliffs of rock. Sheer cliffs means they are very stiff. So all this collectively they are a part of lithosphere. They are a part of land, and collectively they form the lithosphere. Now this is our earth. Okay, on the earth, as I said, 2/3 portion is water. See here, the blue part on the earth, the blue color is showing water, and the other colored portion, they are the continent. Now, what is a continent? A vast
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, Europe, Asia,
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Okay, so can you count how many continents are there?
7. 7.
Very good. Which one is very biggest among
Asia. Asia.
Very good. Asia is the biggest continent. And which one is the smallest continent?
Australia.
Australia. So, what is continent? What is the meaning of continent? See, I have written a vast continuous stretch of land is called
a continent.
Continent. Total, there are 7 continents on the earth. Biggest is Asia and the smallest is Australia. So, this is about continent. Now, if we travel or if we go, when we are going to our native place or we are traveling by train, we can see the various landforms. Now, landforms, the land is not even, it is not plain throughout on the world. It is, some place it is heighted, some place it is very flat. So, on the earth, we can see the various landforms. In the landforms, we can see here, this area near the water, it is called as seashore. Okay, now we can see the hillocks. Then we can see the hills here. Then we can see the mountains here. Then this is a plateau. Then between mountains, there is a valley portion. Okay, there are plain area. This is plain area. So there are plains also. So these are all various landforms. Okay, the area near the sea is called as seashore. The small hill is called hillock. The bigger to that is called hill. Bigger to that is a mountain. The roads which are going on to the mountains, they are called as pass. Then the place between these two mountains is called a valley. Then the place which is at the height, but it is a plain area, then it is called as a plateau. Okay, so these are all the landforms which we can see on the earth. So which are the various landforms we can see on the earth? Can you tell me? This
Seashore, hillock, hill, plateau, pass, mountain, valley, river, and island. Teacher,
Okay.
seashore, valley, hillock, hill, valley, plateau, island.
Very good, very good. These are all the various parts of the land. Okay, and we can call it as a landforms. Now, let's study about the lithosphere. These are all a part of lithosphere. Okay? This is about the lithosphere. Little revision. In the lithosphere is the land portion on the earth. We can see the grassy lands, we can see the sandy land. Then on some part, we can see the crop. In some part, we can see the forest. And the root, we can, underground the soil, we can see the roots. Then we can see the big mountains, some with the gentle slope, some with the sheer cliffs of rocks. And all this form the lithosphere.
Continents.
Planet is called a continent. Total 7 continents: Asia, Europe, Africa, America, South America, and Australia. The biggest continent, India, and the planet is Australia. Then the about various landforms. So all this we will study about the lithosphere. And what is the proportion of lithosphere on the earth? On the earth, what is the part of the land present?
Hillock, hill, pass, island, island, galley, plateau.
Okay, very good, very good. These are the various landforms. And this land part is 1/3 on the earth. 2/3 part is water. And that water ocean is called as hydrosphere.
Hydrosphere.
As I said, this blue color portion is a water part on the earth. Okay, total there are 5 oceans. Can you tell me what is the taste of this ocean water, sea water? How it tastes? Is it fresh water? Can we drink that?
No.
No. Why we cannot drink that?
Teacher, it is salty.
Very good. Yes, it is salty. It is not water. It is salty. So we cannot use for drinking purpose. Now, this 5 big oceans are this Pacific Ocean, then Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, here Indian Ocean, and here Southern Ocean.
Arctic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, South Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Southern Ocean, Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean.
Okay,
Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean in the world.
Southern. Yes, yes, correct. So total there are 5 big oceans on the earth and they form the 2/3 part of the earth. Now, going to the next. This water we cannot use for drinking, but there are various sea forms we can see on the earth. Water bodies of different shapes and along the coast. See the area which is near to the ocean region, the land which is near to the ocean region is called a coastal region. Now, different water bodies of different shapes and sizes are formed along coast. Okay, the first is sea, which sea is near to our Mumbai. Has ever visited that sea?
Arabian Sea.
Very good. Yes, on the western coast of India, there is Arabian Sea. Okay, and there are Gulf. Then the Gulf of in India, you know about Gulf of Kutch. Then while we go, then it is Gulf of Aden. Then Bay of Bengal is on the eastern coast of India. Okay, then creeks, the various creeks you know about, Gorai Creek near Borivali, then Mahim Creek. These are creek. These are all the creeks. Then a strait, a bulk strait between India and Sri Lanka. It is the Tamil Nadu a region of India and Sri Lanka Jaffna district. There is a strait called Palk Strait is there. These are all the different water bodies formed. One more time, the different water body they are of different shape, they are of different sizes. They form along the coast. We can tell them as a sea, gulf, bay, creek, strait. These are all the different water bodies. Okay. Now, guys, this water we cannot use for drinking, and this is salty water. But on the earth, the fresh water is also present, which all the living organisms they consume. This fresh water is in the form of rill. See, on the left hand side, you can see the rill. The brook is little bigger to rill. Stream is little more bigger to that. When this rill, brook, and stream, they all join. What they will form? Have any idea? The brook and the stream, when they all join together, they form river. Okay. Now, this river, when it further, the other rivers also join with them, and they form a bigger river. The smaller rivers which are joining to make bigger rivers, they are called as the tributaries. We are having in our country Ganga, Yamuna, all these are big rivers. And the small rivers which are joined together to form Yamuna, they are called as the tributaries. Okay?
Yes.
Small rivers. And river water, finally, it goes and it meets the ocean. The river finally goes and meets the ocean. But in some places, a river cascades down. Cascades down means it flows down. It jumps down with a sudden drop. And this forms a waterfall. Waterfall. One waterfall in Karnataka. Have you heard the name of that waterfall? Yes.
In some places, a river cascades down a southern drop. This forms a waterfall.
Okay. In some places, a river cascades down, it jumps down with a sudden drop. And this okay. Now, coming to the lake.
A water body formed by water collecting natural in a low-lying area is called lake.
Very good. Very good.
Water body formed by water collecting naturally in a low-lying area is called a lake.
Very good. So, it is in the low-lying area. It is collected naturally. If you go and see the Vihar Lake, it is very much near to Mumbai. You can go and see the Vihar Lake. It's like that only. Pavai Lake, Vihar Lake.
Yes, teacher, I have seen.
Yes, Vihar Lake and Pavai Lake, they are near to Mumbai. So these lakes, they are formed naturally in a low-lying area of land, and it is called a lake. Now, on the earth, sometimes the water is present in the form of ice also. Okay. Now, how this ice form in the nature? At some places, suppose if it is the places on the height, and if the atmosphere over there is very cool, so the water particles in the cloud, they freeze and they form come down in the form of snow. And when these layers of snow pile up, they combine together on the ground, they form ice. And when layers of ice pile up in a low-lying area, they become very huge in size. This huge mass, sometimes it slips down slow at a very slow speed, and this is called a glacier. See, in the uh, first picture, you can see the ice. Now, on the hilly area or in the mountainous region, if the climate is very cold, then this water particle, they freeze in the cloud and they come down, and then it is called as snow. Now, the layers of snow form, they pack together and they form ice. On some places, the ice, it is very huge mass. It is very heavy in weight, and slowly it comes down. It slopes down, and then it is called as a glacier. Okay, what it is called as glacier.
Yes.
Times we can see the blocks of ice, they are floating in the sea. This type of big mountain of ice, they are floating in the sea. You must have seen this in the movie. Near our area, we cannot see this picture, but in the movies, you must have seen the huge blocks of ice, they are floating in the sea, and they are called as icebergs. What they are called as icebergs. So in this way, the water is present on the earth in the form of ice, then in the form of glacier, then sometimes we can see it floating in the sea also. Have you all got this?
Yes.
Now, this is all about the surface water, or this is all about the water which is present on the earth. Now, we will see the water which is present in the underground layers of soil. So, water is stored in the underground layers of rock, and it is called as groundwater. Water, when it is stored in the underground layers of rock, it is called groundwater. Now, the water is under the ground. Then how we can bring it above the ground? We can bring it above the ground by,
Borewell and well.
yes, by digging the wells. Okay, by digging the well, we can bring this water above the ground by using the bore wells. This bore wells you must have seen in the village, in the rural areas. You can see this bore well. Even sometimes the water in the lake also comes out as the spring, and there it forms a lake. So all these are the groundwater, or all these are the water present under the ground. So all consist of the hydrosphere. This all consists of the this all together, it forms the hydrosphere. See,
Hydrosphere.
yes. So we have studied, first we have studied about the lithosphere, then we have spoken about the, one more time I'm revising it. Hydrosphere is made up of water, or it is the part of water which is present on the earth. On the earth, there is 2/3 part is covered by water. The earth, we can see the 5 big oceans. The names of the oceans are Pacific Oceans, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. These are all the different oceans present on the earth. Now, we can see the different water bodies on the earth. These water bodies, we can say it as a sea, then a gulf, a bay, a creek, a strait. These are all the different water bodies which are present here on the earth. Now, this ocean water is salty. We cannot consume it for drinking. So for drinking, there is surface water present on the earth, and it is having the fresh water. The fresh water is in the form of rill, brook, stream, rill, brook, stream. When they join together, what it is called as? What it is called as? It is called as a river. Okay. Now the small rivers, they are joining to form a big river. The small rivers are called the tributaries. Now, on some place, the water suddenly it cascades down. In some places, a river cascades down a sudden drop. This forms a waterfall. Okay. Now, about lake. What is a lake? What is
A water body formed by water collecting. Formed by water collecting natural in a low lying area is called lake.
Very good. So it is called as a lake. Then water is present in the form of ice also. Particles of water, they combine or they freeze to they form ice. And it comes on the earth in the form of snow. This snow when it pile up together to form ice. Now, this ice is a huge mass of ice. It comes down slowly, and then it is called as the glacier. In the water also, sometimes we can see the huge blocks of ice. They are floating in the sea. They are called as icebergs. Now, this is about the surface water. Now, we will see about the groundwater. What is groundwater? What is groundwater? Water stored in the underground.
Water stored in the underground layers of rocks in called groundwater.
Very good. And how we get this groundwater? We get this
Borewell or well. We get water from borewell and well.
Okay. So we get this groundwater from well, lake, borewell, etc. So we have completed here the hydrosphere portion, the lithosphere part. And there is one more part is atmosphere that we will study in the next lesson, next class. But before that, we will check our knowledge. Okay, come on, fill in the blanks. Dash, who will read the first fill in the blank?
Dash, dash, and dash are the shepherds of the earth.
Okay, so who can say the answer?
Hydrosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere.
Very good, very good. A big round of applause. The lithosphere, hydrosphere, and the atmosphere are the earth. Who will read the second fill in the blank?
The amount of water on the earth is called.
Okay, dash. What is the amount of amount of water on the earth? It is called. Water part is called as which sphere?
Hydosphere. Hydrosphere.
Very good. It is called as hydrosphere. Then third. Who will read the third one?
Land covers dash part of the earth.
Very good. So what is the proportion of land on the earth?
1.3%.
It is as 1/3 or 1/3 portion. Okay. 1/3. Okay. Very good. Now, next, who will read?
There are dash continents of on Earth. There are
Okay.
7 continents on Earth. 7 continents on the Earth.
Very good.
7
Next,
continents.
7 continents on the earth. Very good. Chalo, next, who will read?
Dash is the largest continent and dash is the smallest.
Okay. Dash is the largest continent and dash is the smallest one. Which is the largest?
Asia is the largest and Australia is the largest and Australia is smallest.
Asia is the largest continent and Australia is the smallest one. Now, fill in the blanks.
Water stored in the underground layers of rock is called
Stored in ground layers of rock is called? We get the water. Okay, that is correct. They are all the part of the water which is stored underground. They are called as underground water. Okay.
underground
Water. It is called as groundwater. Okay. So, very good. So, did you all get the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, and
atmosphere.
yes, and atmosphere we are going to study in the next class. So, have you any problem?
No.
This is your homework. See, you have to draw the diagram of spheres of the earth, then various landforms of the earth, and distribution on land and on the diagrams you have to draw. Okay, you have to do the proper diagram and you have to label it properly. So, do you have any problem? So, thank you very much, beta. Bye.
Bye, miss.